New York terror attack. What we know so far: 03108 people died and 11 injured in the worst terror attack on New York since September 11, 2001, as a lone wolf extremist screaming Allahu Akbar used a pickup truck to mow down cyclists along a bike path on Halloween. The attacker struck just a few blocks from the site of the World Trade Center Memorial, running over afternoon riders on the path before reaching a road and plowing into a school bus. He then jumped out of the truck wielding what turned out to be a pellet gun and a paintball gun. He was chased and shot in the stomach by a police officer but survived and was arrested. The suspect has been identified as Sayfullo Habibullayevic Saipov, 29, an immigrant from Uzbekistan, who arrived in the U.S. in 2010. He has a Florida driver's license but was reportedly living in Paterson, New Jersey, with family, sources told local media. Sayfullo Saipov credited Nyscanner Twitter. U.S. media, citing police sources, said that Saipov left a note in the truck claiming he committed the attack on behalf of the Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant. A group of 5 friends from Argentina were among those killed, the country's foreign ministry has said. The compatriots were celebrating the 30th anniversary of their graduation from Polytechnic College in the city of Rosario in central Argentina. New York terror attack. In pictures, a Belgian national also died in the attack. Didier Reynders, Belgium's foreign minister, told the Belga news agency that it was a woman from Roulers in western Flanders who was on a city trip with her sister and her mother in New York. President Donald Trump wrote on Twitter, "Looks like another attack by a very sick and deranged person. Law enforcement is following this closely. Not in the USA. I have just ordered Homeland Security to step up our already extreme vetting program. Being politically correct is fine, but not for this." Donald J. Trump at Real Donald Trump. November 1, 2017. Mr. Trump blamed the attack on Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant, which has encouraged its followers to use vehicles to mow people down. The UK, France and Germany have all seen deadly vehicle attacks in the recent past. The U.S. president added, "We must not allow ISIS to return, or enter, our country after defeating them in the Middle East and elsewhere." Enough, a White House official said. Mr. Trump had been fully briefed by his chief of staff John Kelly and was being continually updated. Prime Minister Theresa May said she was appalled by this cowardly attack. "My thoughts are with all affected. Together we will defeat the evil of terrorism." The president of Uzbekistan on Wednesday offered to help U.S. authorities in their investigations. Uzbekistan is ready to use all forces and resources to help in the investigation of this act of terror, President Shavkat Mirziyoyev said, offering condolences to Mr. Trump in a statement on the Foreign Ministry's website. A picture allegedly showing the suspected attacker credited Khalil 89. The attack begun shortly after 3 p.m. when the truck mounted a bike path that runs down along the western edge of Manhattan, along the Hudson River. At Houston Street, it headed south, smashing into pedestrians and cyclists as it picked up speed and leaving bodies crumpled in its wake. Those who spotted the vehicle had little doubt the intention was terror. Unable to think of another explanation for what they were seeing, "I was just going to watch a baseball game," said Eugene Duffy, a 43-year-old eyewitness to the incident. "I saw a truck and he was clearly in the bike lane at 3 in the afternoon. Then I saw 2 gentlemen lying on the path with tire marks on their bodies. They were not moving. He was going really fast and they didn't know what hit them." A woman is aided by first responders after sustaining injury on a bike path in Lower Manhattan in New York. Credit Reuters. Brendan McDermott. Jamal Lewis, a 17-year-old student who witnessed the attack, told the Daily Telegraph, "I was walking down West Street and heard a loud noise behind me. I saw the white pickup truck run over 2 cyclists and carried on. People were around their bodies, but they were dead. There was no screaming. People were in shock." The attacker continued all the way until Chambers Street, a distance of around 20 blocks before heading back to the road. The truck smashed into a yellow school bus, injuring children and adults and leaving sizable dents in both vehicles. The crash happened just a few blocks from World Trade Center Memorial, where the incident occurred. The attacker was left injured but not incapacitated. Stumbling from the car, he pulled out what appeared to be 2 guns but were later confirmed to be a paintball and pellet gun. Allahu Akbar. He began to shout "God is great" in Arabic as passers-by screamed and ran in all directions. James O'Neill, the city's police chief, confirmed that the suspect made a statement that suggested terrorism as a motive when he exited the vehicle. "If you just look at the MO of the attack, that's consistent with what's been going on. So that, along with the statement, has enabled us to label this a terrorist event," he said. One witness said the driver looked confused and appeared to be injured in a pretty bad way. Others said he was limping. Crime scene investigators inspect the Home Depot truck used in the deadly attack. Credit AFP. "A whole load of people came running past my way saying he's got a gun, the witness added. By coincidence, a New York police officer stationed close by heard the commotion and was able to intervene rapidly. Witnesses recall hearing between 5 and 10 shots. The NYPD later confirmed the attacker had been shot in the abdomen and taken to hospital. Local TV images of Sayfullo Saipov wandering the streets after crashing his car into cyclists credit Universal News. The officer was praised by Bill de Blasio, the New York mayor, while other officers said it was that quick thinking that had prevented more carnage. Soon half a dozen ambulances and a dozen fire trucks had rushed to the area and police cordoned off the road. 2 police helicopters buzzed overhead, while details were preliminary and the investigation still underway. The mayor said the suspect appeared to have been a lone wolf and not part of a wider plot. A motorist drove onto a busy bicycle path near the World Trade Center Memorial and struck several people on Tuesday, police and witnesses said. Credit AP photo Bebeto Matthews. In the aftermath of the attack, shocked office workers stood at police cordons with children and parents on their way to Halloween parties. One children's party at a small park near the scene of the attack had to be cancelled as the area was secured by police. Dozens of children in fancy dress, many crying, were led away. One of the mothers, Michelle Williams, said, "My kids are in complete shock. They don't understand what's happening. They have been looking forward to tonight for weeks. It's supposed to be the most fun night of the year. I don't know what I'm going to tell them. How do you explain this?" The city's main village Halloween parade went ahead as planned last night, but with an extremely heavy police presence. New Yorkers refused to be cowed by the attack. "You can't let the terrorists win," said Sam Rosenthal, who was on his way to a Halloween party. "I think New York is like London after something like this. You have to get on and live your life without fear. Otherwise they win."